Hi, it's Sandy Shellis, and I am with Environmental Coffee House. Hi, guys. I hope everybody's doing well. I am here to have a conversation, in a way, about the Impossible Conversation. It's a book I'm reading by Dean Walker. You'll probably see this backwards because I am using the phone and the computer. When you use a different software system, it's not backwards. And I'm going to say hi everybody. Hi Teresa, hi George. So this, I call it the Impossible Conversation. I'm trying to read the book. I'm not anywhere where I'd like to be with the book. But I want to talk about an experience this weekend I had, and I'm sure that there's a lot of you that have this experience. When you get together with family, and hi Henry, oh it's nice, this is really nice to see a lot of you. So anyway, you get together with family. We had a really good family event. My brother got married, my younger brother got married. And forgive me, I'm trying to use this technology I have, and it's kind of different. But that's all really good. It's all good, it's all great. It was nice to see my family. But they know what I do. And they know that I am an abrupt climate change commentator, which is really what I've morphed into. Probably more so now that I had a tornado hit where I live, which does not happen. Okay, so abrupt climate change is something to me that is critical to talk about, but it's difficult to talk about. Now, I'm reading this book, and I'm not that far into it, and actually had a conversation with the author, Dean Walker. And hello, Kat. Kat, great Kat. Kat's with us on our team. Anyway, I had a conversation with Dean Walker, and they're having workshops. I will be going to the Boulder, Colorado workshop, and I'll be giving you guys all this information on what it's about, hosted by Dean and Carolyn Baker, who is a psychologist that I have published here before, and her work is really on how to deal with these issues, these climate change issues, the fact that we have done what we've done to the planet, the fact that we really are in a near-term human extinction situation, the fact that abrupt climate change is happening all over the world, and if it hasn't touched you, it will. We see these things. I publish them on the page. I publish a space called, I think it's, climate state, and there's a couple of things I publish, and these people will document things that are going on in the whole wide world. That being said, I'm with family, and it's almost to certain people that I am an annoyance. These are educated people. They understand climate change. They're probably seeing Al Gore. They've probably seen the first movie. They're probably watching they're going to watch the second movie. They may have even seen Al Gore on Bill Mahr. People that are astute. They understand, but you know what? I've come to realize, and forgive me if this thing is a little wobbly, everything hurts today, being on this whirlwind tour. And I will get to your comments. I'll say hi to all of you, and Cynthia and Kier and all, but it is the most difficult conversation that you can have with anyone. And I get a lot of, nodding, and, I talk about what happened to us and what's going on in the world, and, activism and all, and my page and the work. And even, I tell everybody, read this book, The Impossible Conversation. I'm not through it. But the author, he's a terrific guy, Dean Walker. We've had just, really nice telephone call. But you get a lot of deer in the headlights. They know, you're with me. A lot of you know a lot more than others, but trying to educate is difficult because either they, at least with my experience, is, oh, that's my sister. I'm not going to specifically call out my brother, anything like that, but, she's a little crazy. It's hard to watch her live streams because she walks around and she talks about all these difficult things. And yes, I do. And I'm talking about them more and more because if we don't, we could really actually be caught with our pants down. What is it with the saying, caught with our pants down? I don't want to be. I was. We never expected a tornado. In fact, when we were sitting in the hospital, we laughed. We laughed at the fact that the weather stations, the weather report said, tornado in my county where I live in Western New York. So, in having these conversations, I'm trying to find the way where I don't come off like an alarmist, which I don't think I do always, okay? But having people, instead of doing this, they look at, yeah. But are they going to change their lives? Are they going to do something different to make a difference? I don't know. I feel like I talk to a lot of people that are just, they're deer in the headlights. They understand. Like I said, they understand. But, hi Roger joined. But they don't really. It's not climate denial because these people understand. They get it. It's a rationalization that it can't happen to me. It's not going to happen to me. These things are somewhere else. These things are, they affect other people. They're going to build that plant in another area. And Roger, that's with us, well knows that that's not true. How they're building that CPV fracked gas plant in Minisink, New York, which actually I wanted to try to pass when I drove home yesterday, but we didn't have time. But I've been thinking about this since yesterday and that impossible conversation and how to preface it and get through to people the importance of what really is happening and not have them just look at you like, or nod, a lot of nodding, oh yes, it's happening, or things are happening, and completely just go on to the next subject. The next subject being, oh listen, I bought an Audi, it's a really cool car, or we bought this house, we're getting granite countertops, or geez, I've been watching HGTV a lot, and I got some ideas that are really cool. How fast they can move on to the next thing that is, in the long run, insignificant in the life that we are living. And I'm reading this book, The Impossilbe Conversation, because I want to learn. I want to learn, as I've been on this journey with all of you, how to articulate properly. How to articulate where I am not looked at as the crazy sister, boy, she's just a one-trick pony, that's all she talks about, and that's not true. But my interests have changed, and I really don't want to talk about the next new Audi. And I really don't want to talk about that really cool, Harley that's coming out. I mean, yes, I'm not turning into somebody that I'm completely not, but I know what's going on. I watch it. My friends now online are people like Kevin Hester and Guy McPherson and Paul Beckwith and the scientists, Torstein Vidal, who's in Greenland, people that are on the front lines. People that really, really get it. They get it. And they're not getting it as something to put away. Oh, that's going to happen to other people. It's going to happen in another time. It's not happening in another time. It's happening now. And there are floods. And there are fires. People are driving through thick smoke. We had Trevor Andrew on from British Columbia to talk about his water system, which is phenomenal. We couldn't keep a connection because of the smoke from the fires in British Columbia and the particles in the air that are just hanging there that were interfering, I believe, were really interfering with the live stream. So we did our best, and Desmond came on with me, Desmond Berry, who is now with our team, and he told us about the water system he has. You see, we might be heading towards something that we're not ready for, we don't know about, but we still have to live. We still need clean water. We still need clean air. You know, Trevor's system is going to bring that. Trevor's system can prevent a flint from ever happening right at the tap, electronically, with an app. James McGee, he's one of those that we interviewed. He's doing wonderful work in Pennsylvania, bringing new technology like solar and all those things to people that can't afford it. And yes, Henry, Trevor's amazing. Trevor is amazing, and I'm grateful that Trevor came into our lives and that James came into our lives, who is working on getting actually solar right now for a veteran. And, you know, it's not an affordable thing. So anyway, all of you can help have this impossible conversation. We have to do it. But that doesn't mean we have to say, gee, you know, the earth, Mother Earth is kicking us off in 5-10 years or whatever. That doesn't mean we sit and we do nothing. That doesn't mean that we don't continue loving and we don't continue what we do. I mean, I'm continuing all the work in my house. I'm continuing taking care of my husband. I'm continuing our garden. I'm continuing having to go to the gas station and get gas. I have no choice. But I would like people, instead of just nodding with the deer in the headlights look, to be a little more heartfelt, to have some more depth in their understanding. And it's a difficult conversation. I do hope I find some answers with Dean Walker's book. I'm really looking forward to Boulder, Colorado, and I'm going to take you all with me. And again, like I said, there's going to be a lot of information that I will give out, because this seminar I've decided to go to is actually about how we are going to live with what we have left, how we are going to live, as Guy McPherson says, lives geared towards excellence. We may never reach that, but how do we live those lives that have the most meaning, have a real punch, you know? And I like to think I'm trying. I also don't like being dismissed. And it's very easy for that to happen, for people not to want to talk about it or want to say, you know, oh, wow, gee, that just started a depressing day. I understand it's hard. Coping mechanisms, those things need to be taught in the schools to the children. Children are not going to have methods of coping if we have a Betsy DeVoe and we have the educational system continue really, or start even more brainwashing and denying that things are happening for the children. What is going to happen when they're 25 years old and they are in a city that burns up, or their homes are destroyed by a tornado, or their cities are flooding like Miami? What's going to happen when we're raising a generation of children that have no conceptual idea of coping because the conversation is too difficult, because politically the people in power have used their money and their pocketbooks to silence those we so-called elect in all countries. I mean, Brazil is going through deforestation faster than you can snap your finger. And they're deforesting to make more pastures for cows, more beef for more people, for population growth. I've talked about it. Population growth is a huge problem. And our country wants to stop educating other countries that don't have access in methods of birth control and methods of, having smaller families. That's wrong, because the earth exponentially can't take, and I believe that the earth can't. Now others believe different. Yes, Henry, palm oil deforestation is wreaking havoc. Absolutely. Roger says future generations need clean water, air, and intact land and forests. None of what we're doing is sustainable or planned for the future. I know, and because you're my daughter's age, you're young like she is, and she gets it. But again, she can't discuss it. It's out of the frame of reference for an everyday discussion for so many people, because it's not what they're going to see on TV. Climate change has just actually started to be said on television, although now they can't even say it in the government, They can't even talk, they can talk about soil issues. They can't talk about climate change. So with you all here, having that impossible conversation with me, as we do, I'm going to end with a little piece from the book, a little poem by Joanna Macy. The biggest gift you can give is to be absolutely present. And when you're worrying about whether you're hopeful or hopeless or pessimistic or optimistic, who cares? The main thing is that you're showing up, that you're here, and that you're finding ever more capacity to love this world, because it will not be healed without that. That was what is going to unleash our intelligence and our ingenuity and our solidarity for the healing of our world. Can the world be healed? I can't answer that. I can tell you what I think. I think that we're approaching beyond the healing of the world. I think we're approaching the point where we've destroyed the oceans. Anoxic means lack of air in the oceans, and those spaces are growing. And with the Arctic ice melting, and my friend up there, Torstein, saying what he's saying, it's scary. But it is how we live, what we do every day, that's going to make that difference. And we have to keep having that impossible conversation. And I really hope you all read Dean's book. And as much as I hate to say it, it's available on Amazon. But it might be available somewhere else. The publisher, I'm going to see if I can see who the publisher is quickly. I don't know. I'll put that with this live stream. But we here, and all of you that are watching me live, are having that impossible conversation. We have to keep having the impossible conversation and learn how to do it where people's eyes do not glaze over like this. Deer in the headlights. Okay. So I would like all of you to say thank you. And I know that a lot of you are here, Kat and Heidi and Debbie and Alexis and Doug and Roger and Kat and Marcia and Henry. All of you that are here, thank you for watching me, and continue to help me have that impossible conversation. Because if we don't, a lot of people that we love are going to be caught with their proverbial pants down. They're going to be caught in a situation that they have absolutely no way to cope with. And it's up to us, because it isn't going to happen in the schools. So everybody have a great day. Thanks for being here. Thanks for following Environmental Coffee House on Facebook and on YouTube. Okay. Bye. Thanks.